Well, Mark, what I'm planning on doing is first of all, giving the citizens of Glynn County an opportunity to voice themselves on their concerns about the Glynn County Animal Services and the excuse me, and the and hear some input from professional organizations, some people that have been involved in the various types of animal control, animal rescue, animal adoption, animal transfer, and hopefully these are going to be people that are going to be able to inform us. And when I say us, I sincerely hope that my fellow commissioners will attend this for nothing more than to realize the Animal Control Services is a department in the Glynn County government, just like Public Works or any other department, the fire department, the city police department, and that taxpayer dollars is what funds this department. And the taxpayers deserve exactly the best that we can give. And for the past almost year now, they have not gotten that. I have witnessed, I have been out to the shelter on many occasions. My wife has been out there on many occasions. We have intermingled with the volunteers. We have been to adoptions. We have been to the shelter itself, and we've been to the Humane Society. And I'm actually witnessing. I have put myself in a position to observe the goings-on of both of these locations and the operations and how they get things done. And so we seem to have either a breakdown of communication or a blatant misunderstanding between myself and our Glynn County Police Chief, Matt Doring, and the staff that our taxpayers pay to maintain this Glynn County Animal Shelter. There's a continuous disagreement between how things should be done, the operation procedures. The volunteers are our greatest asset, and there have been, I know personally, 5 or 6 volunteers that have been asked to leave, and their services are no longer needed simply because they've either asked questions, they have disagreed with somebody about the way something was done, and so there seems to be a tremendous personality conflict going on between our volunteer force and our paid staff. And that is not good. That's not good for the public. When the public goes out to adopt an animal, they should be greeted just like they are in any other department in Glynn County government. The Animal Services Division is in my opinion, is a sales type division. It's a service that we give the county citizens to maintain, abandoned animals, injured animals, stray animals, and we try to have it set so that there is a routine for handling this situation, especially when we have an abundance of feral cats that reproduce very quickly, and we have got numerous people that have informed us on how this feral cat program can be contained and controlled, and so far none of these things have even been considered. None of them have been implemented. Just yesterday I voted against the budget for the fiscal year 14-15 simply because it did not include a assistant county administrator, which by proposal our county administrator, Alan Hours, had asked for us to budget for this position, and in doing so there would be five departments that would be assigned directly under the assistant administrator, and one of those was animal control. And that being said, what that would do is eliminate animal control from being overseen by Matt Doring in the Glynn County Police Department, which I think, in my opinion, is the biggest part of the problem right there. Exactly. I firmly believe that. I firmly believe that over the last several years that the staff had gotten complacent in what their job is, their job description. I believe the staff has gotten real dependent on the volunteers, and the volunteers were going out there and not really getting a clear understanding of what they were expected to do if they're going to be a volunteer. And there is a certain amount of manual labor that goes with it. So to me, I just think there's at this time this thing started deteriorating probably a year or so ago, and it has gotten a lot worse than it was before it got started. And I have taken it upon myself to get involved in this thing, and hopefully that we're going to be able to get the general public involved in this and make some changes and point out some areas that certainly need to have attention. And if we have to make some changes in staff, make some changes in some procedures, then so be it. But we have got to get control of this thing. Animal control is not rocket science. This is not something that our Glynn County Police Chief should be spending hours and hours of his time on trying to reinvent the wheel. We have 126 pages of standard operating procedure. It's my belief that if those 126 pages of standard operating procedure were followed, a lot of the problems we're having right now would not be here. Well, I think that's the statement of affordability is not even in the question. Okay, there's a no-kill shelter actually operates for less than you would think, not more than what we're paying out now. The way a no-kill shelter works is they have a schedule of folks set up so that you have animals as soon as they come into the shelter. You have people that will process them, get them handled, get them checked out, get them groomed, get them presentable, to the public, and it's kind of a sales thing. I mean, you can't just drag a bunch of animals in off the street, say you've checked them out, and throw them in a jail cell back there in the back, if you will, and sit and wait and expect to see what happens to them, whether they're going to be adoptable or not. And the animals have got to have some attention in the meantime. And it's my firm belief that if we can get the process of how this is done from the time the staff out in the field acquires an animal for whatever reason and brings that animal into the shelter, and then turns around and processes that animal like they're supposed to, puts it in the quarantine like they're supposed to. We have to feed and maintain that animal, make sure it's in good health, and then we put it over on the adoptable side. We should have a group, or we will have a group of volunteers that are working toward already having people right there on Johnny on the spot to adopt these animals. If some of them are not immediately adoptable, have foster homes set up so we can foster these animals out. But the bottom line is here, there's plenty that can be done besides simply euthanizing them and doing away with them. Well, I have communicated with Miss Kathy Jones, who is very instrumental in running the no-kill operation in Wayne County. I've had some long conversations with her, and I have invited her to be a guest and show us how she started their operation in Wayne County. She informed me Wayne County has no humane society. They have no other animal enthusiast groups over there that step up. They have an animal control unit that has 10 kennels, okay, and they almost never have an animal stay in there just more than 24 to 48 hours.
Yeah, I believe.
And they have a 2% or less euthanization rate. Now, she said that they started this thing 4 years ago, and it has been working like a fine oil machine for a long time. We don't have any excuses in Glynn County why we can't have exactly the same thing in a very short period of time. I mean, we've got two facilities that are just within a short distance of one another, one being the Humane Society and of course the other being our animal control shelter. And these two facilities, in my opinion, need to be coordinated. You need to have the nonprofit status extended from Humane Society in some way, shape, or form over to animal control. Not that people will be making donations straight to animal control. By consolidating these two units, you can take advantage of the Humane Society's already nonprofit status and already set up with a director, with a medical staff, with handlers and groomers, with people that are in the adoption business. Okay, we can still utilize the county's facility as the drop-off point, if you will, when staff that work in the field, and keep in mind, let staff work the field. And staff doesn't have to come in out of the field and wash cages and keep clean and groom animals and feed animals and take care of animals medically, because we got some other folks that are doing that. Okay? And when you go out for the volunteers, they can work anywhere. They can work at either facility. Okay? They can collect donations, and we've got a nonprofit right there for the money to go to. And all this money can be, all these donations and grants, etc., can be utilized between both of the situations. Tremendous amount of money. I would say we could probably at this point, if we could implement that in the very near future, we could feasibly cut our animal control budget in half. We would try to maintain our staff, and of course the building would remain property of Glynn County. We would still have to maintain the building, but as far as utilizing donations and grants, the majority of that money would be put toward the purpose of making sure the animals are healthy, making sure the animals are presentable, and making sure that we have people that know how to get those animals adopted. Have people constantly on the marketing side of this thing of come adopt an animal. Do whatever you got to advertise. Get out and do what you've got to do to get the public to the facility. Don't have a closed gate in the middle of the day. Don't have a closed gate on the weekend when that's when people take their kids out. If they're going to go adopt a dog, that's the time they're going to do it. Okay? You need to have that facility open, especially on Saturday, from 9 o'clock in the morning to 4 or 5 o'clock in the afternoon. Yes, we're planning this meeting to be on the 15th of July. It will be at 6:30, and we're going to have it at the Risley Annex building. It's the old Risley High School, 2900 Albany Street. That's on a Tuesday evening. And we would certainly like to urge everybody that has been concerned about the operation of animal control services of Glynn County to plan to attend.